Okay, let's just get right to it. Everyone in software development is talking about AI. Is it coming for your job? Is a machine about to make you obsolete? Well, today, we're going to dive deep into AI-powered code generation and figure out what it really means for you, your career, and honestly, the entire future of programming.
Yeah, this is the big one, right? The question that's on every developer's mind. It's kind of the elephant in the room, or I guess the elephant in the IDE. So in this explainer, we're going to tackle it head on. We'll look at both sides of the argument. But to really get a handle on it, we first need to understand, how did we even get here? So, to figure out where we're going, it's always a good idea to see where we've been. You know, machines helping us write code? That's not a new idea. But what's happening right now? Yeah, that's a whole different ballgame. I mean, think about it. For decades, we had your basic autocomplete. Super helpful, right? But pretty simple. Then, in the 2000s, things got a lot smarter with tools like IntelliSense. But today, we're in a totally new era. We've got AI copilots like GitHub Copilot and Amazon Code Whisperer. These things don't just complete a line of code for you. No, they understand the context of what you're doing. They can spit out entire functions just from a simple comment you write. It's a huge leap. We've gone from a simple assistant that finishes your sentences to a genuine copilot that's helping you navigate the entire project.
All right, so let's start with the good stuff, the friend side of the argument. Why are so many developers absolutely raving about these tools? Well, it really boils down to one thing. They can make you feel like a developer with superpowers.
And we're talking about three main superpowers here. First up, a massive, massive boost in efficiency. I mean, just think about all that repetitive boilerplate code you have to write over and over again. The AI just handles it. That frees you up to focus on the really tricky, complex logic. Second, it's an incredible learning tool. Like, seriously. You're jumping into a new language or trying to figure out a huge, messy codebase? The AI is like having an on-demand tutor right there with you. And third, and this is a big one, it just blows the doors wide open on accessibility. It's democratizing software creation for so many new people. And this right here, this perfectly sums up the difference. On one side, you've got the old way, manually, painfully typing out all that tedious setup code line by line. Ugh. But on the other side, that's the new reality. You just write a single clear comment explaining what you need, and boom, the AI generates the entire thing for you. That's not just a little improvement. That is a fundamental, game-changing shift in how we work.
Okay, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. With all this incredible power comes some pretty significant risk. So now we've got to flip the coin and look at the other side of the argument, the hidden dangers that could make these tools a real foe.
And look, this isn't some theoretical what-if kind of risk. A major study found that about a third, 33%, of AI-generated code snippets had security vulnerabilities. Just let that sink in for a second. 1 out of every 3 suggestions could be poking a hole in your defenses, basically opening a door for an attacker. That is a staggering number. It should be a massive red flag for any serious development team.
And the problems don't stop there. The risks go way beyond just security. You've got the black box problem, right? If you're just blindly accepting what the AI gives you, do you really, truly understand your own system? Then there's the job disruption piece. Maybe not outright replacement, but for sure a big shift in what skills are going to be valuable. And on top of all that, you have these really murky ethical and legal questions, like who actually owns this code? What about licensing? It gets complicated fast.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. It really captures the whole challenge. See, the future doesn't belong to the folks who just ignore AI, and it definitely doesn't belong to the ones who blindly trust everything it spits out. No, the winners are going to be the developers who know how to guide the AI, the ones who can leverage its power while sidestepping all of the risks.
Okay, so we've seen the good and we've seen the bad. The big question now is, what do we do about it? How do we navigate this crazy new landscape? How can we get all the good stuff from the friend without falling into the traps of the foe? Well, the answer is all about having a clear, responsible strategy. And that strategy really stands on 4 key pillars. First, and this is non-negotiable, you have to keep a human in the loop always. You treat AI-generated code like a first draft from a junior developer. It needs to be reviewed. Next, you have to be upskilling for the future, focusing on the skills that humans are uniquely good at. For teams, you absolutely need to set clear policies for how and when these tools get used. And finally, your security practices, things like code reviews, static analysis, they're more critical now than they have ever been.
So when I say upskilling, what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means you got to start shifting your focus away from just cranking out lines of code. Instead, it's about mastering these higher-level skills.
We're talking about things like system architecture, high-level system design, and really complex problem solving. And there's this new, supercritical skill emerging, prompt engineering. That's basically the art and science of telling the AI exactly what you want to get the best possible result.
And all of this brings us to the real takeaway here. This whole narrative of AI versus human is just wrong. It's a false choice. The future is all about collaboration. It's about a powerful new partnership.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. A developer's job is fundamentally changing. We're moving away from being just code writers. Our value is shifting. Now it's about being the architect who designs the whole system, the auditor who guarantees quality and security, the prompt engineer who skillfully guides the AI, and the innovator who actually solves the core business problem.
So if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. The goal here isn't to replace developers, it's to augment them. The AI is here to handle all the boring, repetitive stuff so that you can focus on the creative, strategic, and really complex parts of the job. The things that humans are just plain better at. It's a tool designed to make you a better, more effective developer.
So as we wrap things up here, it turns out the real question was never friend or foe. The truth is, AI is just an incredibly powerful tool. And like any tool, its impact, whether it's good or bad, depends entirely on how we decide to use it. The future isn't AI versus human. It's AI plus human, working together to build amazing things. So the only real question left to ask is, are you ready?